Howdy. What's up?
Welcome, Jobins, to another episode of What the X. This is What the X, episode 31. I appreciate you, bro.
31.
You're on the 30th episode.
Yes.
Landmark episode. Appreciate all you Jobins tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're just going to get right to it, brother.
Jump into it.
I appreciate you being here right after work, and we're going to get into these tweets. And the first one, Jobins, from a personal hero of mine.
Likewise.
Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy, American Dad, The Orville, even. Because I like the Star Trek type stuff. I kind of do like that show still, I ain't gonna lie.
I get you.
Seth MacFarlane, at Seth MacFarlane. Oh, and it's right here. Oh, could you unlock your phone? I got Brendan as the X assistant, so I don't have to write them all down on my notebook. Appreciate you, brother.
Making it easy.
So, yeah, let's go again. Seth MacFarlane, at Seth MacFarlane. For the dwindling portion of our population that still reads books, I very much enjoyed this one by at CC Whip. Go check it out. Jobins, next to us in the middle here is an insert. You see the image, The Fight of His Life Inside Joe Biden's White House by Chris Whipple. Funny enough, I looked at the Amazon reviews, Brendan, and the customer reviews by Amazon is 4.3 out of 5, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Out of 285 global ratings. And this was all AI generated. It says AI generated from the text of customer reviews. And customers find the book insightful with eye-opening revelations. They describe it as well told and superbly written. However, some readers feel the book is not objective and disappointing. And then that tied back in because originally, Jobins, it makes me wonder, is Seth MacFarlane part of the libs?
Well, I don't know if he would be lib.
Is he part of the Klan?
I don't know. Or is he just, a book enjoyer?
Mm-hmm. Is Seth MacFarlane in the Klan?
You got to ask him yourself. I mean, think about what he's made, right? Family Guy. Do you think that fits with liberal stereotypes?
You know what scares me, bro, is
What's
that
up?
like all the jokes that they've had, the cutaways they would always do, the Hollywood insider information they have, that's Diddy Party information.
That is Diddy Party.
You know what I'm saying? And
you
then
are correct.
he was back in the left, which like every one of these Hollywood people, Hollyweird, I like to say nowadays, were endorsing the left. Nick Offerman, Mark Hamill from Star Wars, that Chapel Roan lady that's a singer. I mean, the list goes on and on. Taylor Swift, I'm a huge Swiftie. And it's like every one of them is endorsing the same side. Think about that, Jobins. What kind of control is that? When every single person you can think of that's famous is on the same side. Bro, what the hell? How do you answer that?
Money speaks.
Rationalize it for me. Please do.
Money speaks volume. There you go, right there. Money.
And then he's endorsing this book now. It's like, can you really even believe a book that's written with a guy that's with the Biden administration all the time? That's like Mr. Beast having his own investigation team. It's like, yeah, we hired our own autobiographical team.
Fair
Chris
enough.
Whipple's like a CNN correspondent, I'm pretty sure. You really think, come on. What are they doing? They think we're stupid, bro.
Look, okay. Maybe I just don't like to think negatively about Seth MacFarlane, okay? Also a big hero of mine, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
If he made a deal with the devil, like Jobins, I think a lot of these Hollywood people are going to be fleeing the country once our boy Trump becomes president and actually starts revealing the details of the list, all the multiple list, not just the one list, but the other list from back in the day too is going to be further exposed. And you're going to see all these people running to the hills. And I think Seth MacFarlane, he might change his name to Beth.
Oh.
Because of how the Dems work. I'm telling you.
Oh. Beth MacFarlane. Get ready for it, guys. It's coming real soon.
I told you it would get controversial, bro. I told you that this was a...
He did warn me.
Like I said
firsthand.
on episode 30 that you were on, I'm somewhat of a political commentator.
I know.
Maybe not, again, the best political commentator, but I keep it real, Jobins. It's how I really feel. Unless you can prove me wrong and have some evidence to counter these claims, which are just claims. I'm not saying any of this is fact. This is all conspiratorial,
Yeah,
this is conspiracy. I'm not saying these are facts. So I don't want to get this labeled as misinformation.
Fair.
But some real information.
Oh, real.
Some real information,
Real
Jobins,
news
because we're
coming
moving
up.
on. We're moving on from Beth McFarlane. We're going to Linda McMahon. At Linda McMahon, you know who that is, right?
I read before, yeah.
Vince
a little bit.
McMahon's
Yeah.
wife since 1966, bro. She's got some years on her. She's 76 years old from 1948,
Wow.
so she's got experience and wisdom. She's right up there in years with Trump.
She's wise.
I know you were talking about how they should have age limits on people. We got another 70-plus-year-old on the charge.
We got him.
But let me just read the tweet from Linda here. Linda McMahon at Linda McMahon. Thank you, Mr. President, for your trust in me to serve as Secretary of Education, and I am hopeful of Senate confirmation. I am deeply honored and humbled for this opportunity, and I am committed to working tirelessly to ensure every student has access to a quality education. I've witnessed the transformative power of education, both in the classroom and also in apprenticeship programs. All students should be equipped with the necessary skills to prepare them for a successful future. I look forward to working collaboratively with students, educators, parents, and communities to strengthen our educational system, ensuring every child, regardless of their demographics, is prepared for a bright future. Thank you for this extraordinary opportunity. I am ready to serve. Linda McMahon.
Oh.
I liked it. It got me. I'm like, okay. I don't know who wrote it for Linda, but I liked it.
Yeah. Who wrote it, though? That's what I want to know. Who wrote it?
The WWE people that write the storylines.
That's good acting.
And then, Jones, we're going to share this in the middle, too. It's the official statement, the Trump-Vance transition.
Oh.
November 9th. Funny transition because of what we're going to be talking about later. It's a little foreshadowing, Jobins.
Stay tuned.
The Trump-Vance transition, November 19th, 2024, statement from President Donald J. Trump, Jobins. It's my great honor to announce that Linda McMahon, former administrator of the Small Business Administration, will be the United States Secretary of Education, as we already know from Linda, for the past 4 years as the chair of the board at the America First Policy Institute. That's a lot. Linda has been a fierce advocate for parents' rights, working hard at both AFPI and America First Works, AFW, to achieve universal school choice in 12 states, giving children the opportunity to receive an excellent education regardless of zip code or income. As Secretary of Education, Linda will fight tirelessly to expand choice to every state in America and empower parents to make the best education decisions for their families. Linda served for 2 years on the Connecticut Board of Education, where she was one of 15 members overseeing all public education in the state, including its technical high school system. She also served as a member of the Board of Trustees at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, for 2 stints totaling over 16 years. She is now doing an incredible job as co-chair of our Trump-Vance transition team. Linda will use her decades of leadership, experience, and deep understanding of both education and business to empower the next generation of American students and workers and make America #1 in education in the world. We will send education back to the states, and Linda will spearhead that effort. So that is the official statement from the Trump team.
Okay. That was a lot. That was a mouthful.
But like we
That
were saying,
sounds
although I do
promising.
agree that sometimes maybe these people are just a bit too old to have all these responsibilities on them, at least like literally decades of experience
Right.
within the education field.
100%. You take that experience and, I mean, you can use it. I mean, yeah, she has maybe some affiliation with the WWE, but I think we should take that maybe with a grain of salt. It sounds promising, but we'll see, I guess, how it plays out, right?
Dude, honestly, that's how this whole, like, the cabinet announcements that he's made have come through the media, like traditional media, like CNN, or like they'll say stuff like, oh my God, Trump announced that the wife of the WWE guy is going to be the Secretary of Education.
Right.
That's like the headline, right, Jobins? But it's like when you actually look at the track record that she has, she's more than qualified, in my opinion, for the position.
She has experience, and she's done it, I mean, something similar before in the past. This is just on a larger scale. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. She's got the experience. So, I mean, don't affiliate it so much, with what Vince McMahon does. That's totally different.
Exactly. Thank you, bro. That is exactly the point that I was trying to make. And then it's also like, what would the other administration have done differently? They already had 4 years, and look at test scores and everything like that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, was there a pandemic that probably affected, like depression and anxiety and all these other things? Sure.
Right. But I mean, we kind of have to, keep moving forward. We can't let that stop us. And I mean, just from the experience from like, the teachers that I've talked to and everything, it just seems like, yeah, like lately it's, kids are just, disrespectful, and they just don't have, at least in the like older high school and everything as well, they don't really have that drive to really put the effort in anymore. And then when you get down to the younger generation Alpha, I've heard a lot of stuff like, some of them are good. Obviously, not every kid's going to be the same, but a lot of them too are also, disrespectful as well, and a little rude.
And my girl, she's a speech pathologist, and she works
Right.
with a lot of younger kids too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the behaviors that they have are like, wow, who knows? Because then they're gonna have to raise kids in the future too.
Right, exactly.
And then it's just like different times call for different measures. So I
Mhm.
think that it's a good thing that we're changing it up.
Right, definitely the need for change, and like I said last episode, I think that's what a lot of people are looking for.
Alrighty, man. We're about to transition, Jovins. We're about to transition, Jovins. Ayanna Presley at Ayanna Presley. And by the way, guys, I did write some notes on who Ayanna Presley is, because we do got to stay in touch with the politics here. She is I don't know why I keep writing these people's ages down.
Yeah, he keeps writing their ages and birthdays.
She's 50. She's born February 3rd, 1974. This is important information
Yes.
that the Jobins need.
We did our
And
research.
she's a representative of Massachusetts. Shout out my boy Jack. Hope you're doing good in Massachusetts. But I remember you telling me how leftist it was there. He was telling me it
Oh,
was
yeah?
real liberal in
Ooh,
Boston.
Okay.
Oh, God. I hope he doesn't get taken out in Boston now because of all this.
Oh.
Sorry, Jack. But she's the
Apologies.
representative of Massachusetts for the 7th District since 2019.
Okay.
And I believe that she's part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just go with what she had to say here, Jobins. LGBTQ plus youth crisis hotlines saw a 700% spike in calls after Election Day. It is undeniable that this is the result of the incoming Republican administration denying queer and trans people their basic humanity. You are seen and loved, and there is help if you are in crisis. So I just want to hear your
Yeah.
take on this response from this community.
Of course, yeah. No, I think there's always gonna be support. I mean, it's a very popular, community and everything, and they're always gonna have support. There's no way that you guys don't lose the support that you have. Maybe that will change, but at the same time, you can't be a bunch of snowflakes. Everyone's kind of got to buck up, and I think right now we're in a lot of things where everyone's just so worried about what other people think, and I think that's a very negative outlook to have on life.
100%, dude.
People-
100%.
At the end of the day, people don't go to sleep thinking about you. They don't give a shit. So
Oh,
why
damn. I didn't think you were going to turn
why
it like that.
why do you care? At the same time, like, I can see where they're coming from with some of the support that they do have with the government funding and everything, maybe being a little worried about stuff like that. But I mean, I could also see some of them just also freaking out a little bit over what
700%
people say.
spike. And then LGBTQ plus, this is from Truth Out, which she had posted on there with her
Okay.
post. LGBTQ plus youth saw the 700% spike, like she
Mhm.
said, in calls after Election Day. The youth are afraid, confused, and anxious about the outcome of the election, the Trevor Project said. So
Mhm.
whatever the
Right.
project
Right.
is. But what it says to me, Jobins, and I keep going back to this point,
Mhm.
is the cancer that is mainstream traditional media.
100%.
And this is not just CNN, but also Fox does the same thing with their ridiculous headlines,
Mhm.
because it's big business, like you were saying,
Of
bro.
course.
Money controls everything, just
Yep.
like how we were talking about those Hollywood libs at the
Mhm.
beginning. See, I circle
Yep.
it all back, guys. It
All
all
comes
ties in.
around.
Even, it's not just crazy flow, okay?
Mhm.
And what upsets me, dude, is that the biggest victim in all this, in my opinion, is the trans community.
Mhm.
Because how would you not be terrified if you were hearing from the left, the CNN news anchors, that your rights are going to be taken, that Trump's a racist, that he's a fascist. When you keep hearing these hyperbole and these crazy character assassinations just because the other side's trying to win a fucking race, that's what it comes down to. You're not thinking about the real victims here, the trans community. Seriously, it pisses me off, dude.
I get you.
Because it's like I feel bad for that there's people calling in. A 700% spike. They're young, impressionable minds. Gen Alpha, the next gen after that, are so fucked if we keep on this same track.
Right.
That's my opinion. Excuse my French, Jobins, but it's just the way I feel and why I voted the way I voted, and honestly, the changes that I want to see. So hopefully Linda can prove us wrong on our whole age argument, because I do feel you there still, bro. Yeah. And I do still think that maybe not the best pick, but one that I think is better than any pick the other administration would have put in there.
A little off track there.
But I just swear, dude, it's just like the fear-mongering has to stop. The fear-mongering has to stop.
100%. Do your own research. Don't just trust, one or two articles. Really dig deep and find the research. Find the proof that's actual proof. Don't just go off of, what Fox or CNN is saying, because they've been proven time and time again to do shit like this.
But because like Jobins, to like put it in your perspective to see this, it'd be like if every day there was a news, like you turn on the TV and it said like, oh God, they're gonna take Jobins' rights away, like such a specific group too, you know? Like, so just let's be a little embracing and like try to show love to our trans community,
100%.
even though we may not agree with every right that they should have.
Right.
And the specifically, and this is Harry Sisson at Harry J. Sisson. Oh, this kid, he's like, he's probably born like around, he's probably a Gen Z, like 2002, 2004, type kid.
I get you.
And he's pretty leftist. It's pretty funny. I respect that he says all his opinions out there. Sarah McBride is the first transgender member of Congress. In response to her election, Republican Nancy Mace introduced a bill targeting her and what bathroom she uses. It's straight up bigotry and bullying. I support Representative-elect McBride, and I hope you do too. What do you think about? And this is the main thing that Representative Sarah, or not Sarah McBride, that's the transgender, Nancy Mace. She's trying to introduce this bill, right? To make sure that women bathrooms are women bathrooms. And but then the argument about trans women are women. And hey, I don't, I'm not here to pass judgment on anyone who identifies as trans, but I do think that, we do have to just accept some facts of life. And just like, hey, that's not the room that we can use, because that just eliminates a whole group of other people to feel safe.
I think it's like, what I kind of always come down to when it comes to that, when everyone brings up the whole bathroom situation, is like, there's still kids out there, especially if they're public restrooms. If it's an office building, just get rid of, gender assigned bathrooms. It's an office building. You don't need that, If someone's in there, it's occupied. That's just how it is. Okay, keep it clean. Don't be disgusting. And then when it comes to public restrooms, my whole thing is, there's kids in there, and kids ask questions. Kids think a lot and everything, and they're, like you said earlier, they're very impressionable. And I think, sometimes it's like that's maybe where we draw the border. Keep bathrooms, separated, okay, but maybe just add third edition, family restrooms, something that's gonna be private.
I want to give you a little question, and then Jobins, I want you to think about this too, okay? So we're talking about, I think we're talking exclusively about trans women.
Okay.
What about trans men? Do you care if a trans man uses a men's restroom?
I think it's all the same. I don't think it
No, I think it's different.
You think it's different?
I think it's inherently different. Scientifically, biologically different.
Okay.
A man is not going to have the same likelihood to be assaulted in a bathroom by a trans man, which is a woman, biologically.
Okay.
From a scientific standpoint, I would say, hey, you are still a man, okay? I'm not gonna.
Okay, I get where you're coming from now, like totally.
Because this is a statistic from Cal Poly, California State Polytechnic University .edu. I gotta get my sources from the academics here. An estimated 91% of victims of rape and sexual assault are female and 9% male. All right, that's just victims.
True.
Nearly 99% of perpetrators are male. biologically male. Okay, that's just the only statistic, and the reason that I don't give a shit if a trans man uses our bathrooms.
Okay, I get where you're coming
But
from.
if a trans woman wants to use a bathroom, it should either be the men's room or like a special trans room or a unisex room, which they have unisex bathrooms too. And that could always be something you could do too.
Right. Yeah, I would say, just make it private, Yeah. I would say just keep them separated. That's going to be the easiest thing. And then just add additions that are kind of like private restrooms that are like,
I just don't.
Either unisex or just.
I don't want people to like not feel seen, but I also just want to ensure that like more people are being protected than less people. True. And I feel like there's way more women than, transgender individuals who are going to get wrecked because of that policy. And it's like, I am sorry that like you have to give up a personal thing that would be nice.
Bring in that's a statistic as well. And it's like, okay, 100%. Like I didn't even, think about that for some reason. But no, you're 100% right. Like, if you look at statistics for sexual assault, it's
99%, dog.
That's just insane.
Like what?
What are we doing, guys? Why are we doing this?
And then this is my next tweet here from Representative Zooey Zephyr at Zoe and Behold, a representative of Montana, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Who's a trans community member. Shout out Representative Zooey Zephyr. My latest opinion piece for At the Hill. Trans women are women in every aspect of our lives, whether in the classroom, the workplace, or the playing field. And like all women, we deserve the chance to experience the life lessons that sports can offer.
Okay.
So that's the argument.
That's the argument there.
Coming in right now.
Oh, beautiful.
Sports.
I think we've had this discussion plenty of times. And, I mean, come on, guys. Let's not move backwards. If we're really going to do this, then, all right, here's what it comes down to. Sports, they're gonna be gender. They're gonna have genders. Okay, it's gonna be female, male, right? And then we're just gonna do. All right, we're gonna have an LGBTQ plus soccer team, whatever, right? There you go. You guys want to be happy? There you go. You're with everyone there, because I think when you take a biological male and you put them in a competitive sport, right? Okay, whether that's football.
You're competitive
basketball.
too.
I
was playing volleyball with him. He's like, "Hey man, make sure to like back up and be in position and stuff."
Oh yeah. Like if we're gonna like go
like
that route, it's like we're going full in, And it's you take a biological male and like pretty much any sport. If they're trained, right? They're trained, they're fit, everything. And you put that up against, if you're gonna take, say Manchester United and put them up against, the female U.S. team. They're going to get stomped.
Well, just because the story about the American high school boys team. That
I was going to bring that up, actually.
You were thinking that was too much?
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
Well, I don't remember the specifics of that. I don't even know how that even came to be.
I think it was like a varsity team for a high school, and they played like either like a college team or one of like the top teams for like women's soccer in the U.S.
Oh, so it wasn't the women's U.S. national team.
I don't know if it was.
See, that's a little different,
right,
though.
Yeah.
Because that's a college team.
If it's a national team, I would hope that they're not getting beat by a bunch of teenagers. But, yeah, I think it was like some higher-level soccer team. I don't know the specifics, but, yeah, they got beat by a bunch of teenagers.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's like I'm cool with, like, because this is a counterpoint again. The NBA isn't stopping women from joining the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So it's like
they're actually pushing more for the WNBA.
My point again is about trans men. It's like I feel like I'm cool with trans men. It's the trans women. It's the dudes.
I get you.
But maybe that's if there's anyone in the trans community that could enlighten me on my way of thinking and maybe like correct something that I don't have right in my head, make it make sense. I say that all the time. I say make it make sense. Because some of this shit don't make sense to me,
right,
dude.
Right.
And it's like
everybody's different. We all grow up different.
If you wanted to be the most competitive person, because that's the argument I hear a lot of the time in these news discussions, is like, well, they deserve to be just as competitive. It's like if the realest competitive motherfuckers want to go against the best people.
Yeah.
So why would you go against women then?
Easy. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? And not in a sexist way, but in like. like you go for the NBA if you believe you're good enough, you know, because like it's like they want to convince themselves the science isn't real,
Right.
so that they can have an excuse, and it's like no, you're not as good as a woman is at that because you're cheating.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from. 'Cause, like,
Maybe I'm too black and white on the issue, and I could be enlightened again. Engagement comments, please let me know what I'm getting wrong on this equation.
yeah,
because
engage
it ain't
with
adding
us.
up to me.
Let us know. I mean, we like to, we're always learning. That's the thing.
Exactly. I'm gonna end it on one last tweet,
Okay.
guys, and it's just to wrap up the whole trans conversation
Yeah.
that we had. The final transition to end it out.
Final transition.
John Ralston at Ralston Reports. As some of you know, I have a trans son. I think it's fine to thoughtfully debate whether trans girls can be in girls' sports. Not debatable, transgenderism is real, and stirring up hatred against a minority community for political gain is despicable. That's what it is, period. Wanted to give a little heat on that last tweet because it was from a dad
Yeah.
who has a, what was that? A trans son.
Trans son.
So that means his daughter
Transition.
transitioned.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How old?
I don't know.
I-
I'm just
okay.
going off the one tweet there.
That's just like, I don't know. Your brain's not fully developed until you're like, what, 25? So it's like, I mean, they tell you not to smoke, before you're 25 because it affects how your brain grows. And I feel like if you're doing chemicals like adding testosterone and all that, estrogen, whatever it may be, that's I don't know. I feel like that's gonna have negative side effects down the road. I mean,
Dude,
maybe not for everybody.
Think about the negative
Everybody's
side
different,
effects we
but
already have because I like your point.
Yeah.
Because I like your point. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., I hope he becomes a Secretary of Health. Because what about Red 40? What about all these ingredients that are in like food? I have a app, Jobin, called Yaka that my
Okay.
boy Ricky showed me, right? And you scan the code on the back of all your products and it shows you how bad it is for you. And it shows all the chemicals. Like these chemicals are outlawed in Sweden. And
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell? Why is it outlawed in this country? And then I can just grab it right off the shelf. It's like, what the hell are they poisoning us with?
It's healthcare, dude. It's a big business. That's what it comes down to. I mean, it's.
I hope we can get some real change.
I do too. I mean, it would be nice because I mean, yeah, you look at European food and you look at food that we have here, and it's so different. Like you look at the ingredients that are in Fruit Loops, and it's like they have like half the ingredients that we have.
Dude, I am so sorry, bro, because I don't even know how I got off track there with that point. Because I knew it had to do something with the last tweet we were talking about.
And now we're talking about poison in our food.
At the end of the day, though, there's transparents out there too. Let's be transparent on the issue, right? And just be like, hey, we're all human at the end of the day. Just like when I was
Exactly.
talking about the border policy and the crossings and all that stuff back when election cycle was crazy and everyone was talking about all that fear mongering again. I always said, everybody love everybody. I said, hey, we just need to accept everyone is human. It's like we see numbers and statistics and then we like dehumanize people. And I don't want to dehumanize the trans community either.
Yeah,
That's
no.
that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to just try to understand how society's changing and why it's changing and how it makes sense. If you heard our arguments and like it didn't make any sense to you at all, please explain why. That's all I ask for is like an open discourse like that.
Yeah, I think a problem nowadays too is like we're like you said earlier, social media is such a huge problem on certain things, and that's because everyone can kind of just hide behind a screen and say whatever they want to say. But it's like to really be a melding pot of the world, we have to have these discussions and we have to be transparent with each other and learn from each other, grow from each other, and work together. That's the only way it's going to work.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good closing message right there. You know what, Jobins? I urge all of you to be more transparent in your day-to-day lives and just be more open with the people around you, Mom, Dad, I love you. Dude, you want to say anyone? You want to tell everybody you love them? We love you guys.
Yeah, dude. No, Mom, love you. I don't know if you'll see this, but love you regardless.
Yeah.
Same to my
Just
girlfriend, Sophia.
Tell your neighbor you love them, okay? God bless America. And this has been another episode of What the X? What the X? Good shit, bro.